Hello, Collective. Welcome back to Infinite Light and Love 888, where we dive into the shadows, bring them to the light, and for the sole purpose of healing within. You may also resonate with healing ancestors, healing the future. It's just an overall essence of healing and bringing yourself into that fullest authentic version that's down inside of you. Anything that's been layered on top or suppressed, we're here to bring those up and work through that energy and bring light into our life. Um, Today's reading is going to be a little different. I'm being presented with a lot of analogies and scenarios. And this kind of feels like we're on a scavenger hunt, and I'm giving you the instructions of what you're looking for. 111 on the timer as I said that. Um, I have a sense that as I change and grow in my spirituality, the way I deliver a message is going to be changing as well. And I have this feeling that the way I'm delivering this today is going to be continued in the future. I don't know if that's every reading or if that's just occasionally with certain energies that come forward. We're going to find out, right? Okay. So I have been guided to reference and share my experiences and what I'm doing and use that as an analogy. Now, I do want to point out this reading isn't about me, okay? It's about the experience. So look at it through that lens as if it's an analogy, okay? So with that, I have a lot of channeled messages and we will get into some cards. Well, I think we are. We'll find out. 233 on the timer as I looked up, which was a very significant number. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I will connect that. What I feel like I'm probably going to title this as, or in the title somewhere, or in the thumbnail, is defining your space and locking it in place. I feel like that's going to mean different things for different people. And it feels like I want to say locking it in place in the market space. I don't know what that means. It's just something that keeps coming through with me. So take that as you will. As always, only take what resonates. If you resonate with it and you want to release your energy to me to get more clear messages for you, you can hit that like button, you can subscribe. This is an energetic transference between us. So feel free to do so. If you do not resonate with this, you can just look at it that this is not my reading or this is not my style. And you can unsubscribe from that. That feels like one of the major analogies that we're going to be going into today, that's not only our exchange here through YouTube, it's also something to be mindful with as you engage with anything. This could be another human being. This could be a TV show that you watch all the time. This could be with, I don't know, for some reason your favorite sports team is coming to my mind. I don't know where that came from. However, here we go. Now, I am recording this on January 13th. And when I sat down here to write out some of the messages I received, it was 313. I was attempting to get the right volume on something. The number was 13. And that seems to be incredibly important. So you'll have to let me know what this 13 is meaning for you. Okay, back to the 233. The message that I got was when I just all of a sudden I felt like this message coming through. Pardon me. And it was very important to cleanse energy. Cleanse my own energy. Cleanse other people's energy away from me so that I could bring through a more clear message for you. 555 on the timer. And I got the message, the decision to cleanse the collective off of you. So this feels like a lot of past energies. Okay. They want me to go ahead and start in with some of these messages that came forward, and then I will come back to a message about healing. Okay. So, in need of more light, lifted or rising, something has lifted or something is rising within you. Oranges. Oranges and the phrase sun kissed, bronzed, which also leads me to the brand Sunkissed oranges. Something about Aruba, Orangestead could be significant. And the oranges that are red on the inside called Cara Cara. And I was getting like a question mark. Have you been burnt inside? Because these oranges are red. They're not considered a blood orange. They are called a navel. I feel like there's something there. Not a blood orange. So something that about the bloodline. Not in your bloodline, but a navel orange, which reminds me of the umbilical cord. You know, when you're attached to your mother. So possibly detaching from energies that you received through your mother's lineage that are not true to who your soul is at the core. Okay? Okay, pause. Something about the color blue sapphire, the stone could be important, or just the color of a blue sapphire could be important. And I have been very drawn to water. I was drawn to bring a cup of moon water over to scry while I am doing the reading. And I have that here with me. And I'm seeing a very interesting layered effect that is a reflection of what's behind it. It's a layer of green, then a very dark layer that seems almost black, and then there's a layer of yellow. Maybe more will come out through that. So water's been very important, that color of water. again, with the Aruba, an island, self-contained, self-guided. I was drawn or guided to get the Astro dice, and I didn't roll them, I just set them down. And what we have here on the table is 2, the Virgo, and South Node. And what did I say earlier? The decision to cleanse the collective. So something from the past, right? That South Node. Maybe with Virgo, trying to be perfect, trying to fit in or make it look like you fit in, which absolutely, thank you, goes into the next note that I have written down. So I have resisted or refrained from doing some readings. I've recently moved in a new place, new space, new location, which has been incredibly spiritually enlightening. It feels like awakening to new things, new gifts, new powers, new sense of self. And I can't seem to find a view that when I film that I like the look behind me. So the message that I got is, don't care for the view behind me. It keeps me from bringing a message forward. And I feel like that's really important. There's someone out there who has been questioning why something's happening, or why can't I figure out the truth, or something to that effect. And the answer is in you. So being okay with yourself, being okay not having the perfect past, something about accepting that part about yourself and loving it, which is exactly what shadow work is, right? The number 48 could be very significant for someone. It's shown up 3 times now since last night. And it feels like you're almost there. It feels like 5 being the ultimate goal, and you're at 4.8. The analogy of gamer, player, when I say that word, gamer or player, what does that word mean to you? And I was told that your perception of the meaning of these words is key to you finding the answer. So here we are on the scavenger hunt, right? So that's a key point. I feel like even if you had to pause at the moment, that if it feels in your best interest to do so, pause and write down when you hear the word gamer or player, what emotions does that bring up for you? And what does that look like to you? Does that look like a person? Does it look like a game? Does it sound like someone? What are they saying? This is all connected, and Spirit's saying that's your homework for today. So whenever you do that, that's up to you. That is Spirit's homework they are providing, and that's up for you to take that information or not, okay? The next thing I heard, covering something up even if it's clear. Okay, going back to that Virgo energy, and maybe not So perfectionism, maybe not feeling like you're good enough. And when I just said that, I got the sense of feeling down about that, like I'm not good enough. And then immediately I was like flipped to the other side like a pendulum to where, I don't think I've acted as or done something as well as I could, and the desire to level up. So that's coming up. The phrase speed setter and setting this speed is what I was attempting to say, but what came out was the seed. Setting the seed. Speed setter. So this feels like two different energies. Someone is, or an energy of self. There's an energy of speed, like trying to do it as fast as you can. And then the other energy is setting the speed. You can turn it, you can dial it to where you want it to be. And it feels like slowing down. It feels like slowing that speed down and setting the seed. So, hearing a helicopter, wow. That's making me think of in the mind, something whirling and slowing it down, setting the pace, planting the seed of how you want to do something, how you want to evolve, how you want to experience something. Okay. Then I heard setting the tone. So it's like what that sounds like. You set the tone. Maybe again, you're readjusting how you. I'm feeling like your perception has shifted because they just brought me back to that message about your perception of what a gamer and what a player is. They brought me back to that, and dependent on what your perception is key for you setting the tone. Okay. Then I heard low burning ember. Then the number 345 and a sequential forward, upward movement. And then I tend to get at certain times, it's not all the time, it's very sporadic. I will get migraines with no pain, or at least that's what I was told this was. When this happens, I see the flashing lights. They're very like a starburst, that starburst flash. And it tends to go, when it starts, in the past, it tends to go from one side to the other, and it takes about 30 minutes for that to complete. What I noticed today is like it got to about here and it was just done. I don't know what that was, how that is, or why that was different. But the message that was coming through around that is the refraction of light. So light shining through a prism and refracting in different ways. And then back to the blue sapphire, or that color of blue, I got the message about a hidden gem It's either been misplaced or stored differently. So those are the channeled messages that I have gotten so far. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is I am using the energy of healing and Reiki, and that is being projected through this message. If you would like to receive healing at this time through this message, all you have to do, nod your head, acknowledge in some way, yes, and allow that flow. Your acknowledgement allows the flow to enter, and it feels to me that it's heart to heart. Okay? Something about heart space opening. With that being said, I'm also was guided to use the incense today, and I feel like this is to call in a specific spirit. Okay, that wasn't my original thought, but that's what's coming through at this time. 21:21 on timer, and it's not wanting to light real well. The incense is myrrh. That could be significant for you. And I just ran across a video. I didn't watch it, but the title caught my eye, and it said something about the healing energy of myrrh. When I think of myrrh, I think of Jesus. That was one of the gifts that was given. So that makes me think of that leveling up, that Christ consciousness, expanded consciousness. And then it also reminds me of unconditional love. So I feel like that story, I feel like there's more to the story of those 3 gifts that were given. I don't know what that means. It's just a sense that I'm having right now. All right. Wow. Okay. We have amazing. Oh my gosh. 22:44 on the timer. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. We have Saturn and Aries in the 9th house. Okay. That was a conversation I had earlier today with someone, and it was about Saturn, and that Saturn, I think she said, if I'm remembering correctly, Saturn is moving into Aries. And I said, like, my first reaction was yikes. And then I thought, well, you know, it's good in a sense that it will bring security and direction. Thank you. Direction to this strong fire energy that we're going to have this entire year. So this feels like something that's coming forward. I think it's in February this happens, when Saturn actually moves into Aries, is going to bring some sort of stability. And you can check your 9th house. So what is, and they told me, bring your cheat sheet over here, because I am in no way an astrologist, and I'm learning with a lot of you. Okay. The 9th house. The higher mind. You're leveling up something. Oh, your perception, the way you think about it. Something here. So this says intellectual framework for the expanded consciousness and the higher mind. Intellectual framework, Saturn. That stabilizing, security. It feels like a more balanced way of seeing or thinking about things, okay? Distant travel, philosophy, religion, teaching, and higher education, and it's mutable. Okay, now they're taking me to Aries. Active. I feel like one of these words that I say will be significant for you. What sounds? What do you pick up on? Which one resonates with you? Active, ambitious, assertive, competitive, courageous, creative, enthusiastic, extroverted, free, individualistic, naive, self assured. The lower vibrations of Aries: headstrong, impatient, pride, and quick tempered. Okay, that goes back. The competitive for me came back to this gamer player leveling up, something about a competition, and recognizing you're not in competition. You're just leveling up. You're not trying to outdo, outshine, outdo. Your attempt is to become the best version of you. Like, that's your goal here. That's your mission, perhaps. I'm hearing, I just want to be a better man. That's taking me to the movie As Good as It Gets. And at the end, he tells her, "You make me want to be a better man." And I feel like somewhere in there, there's a realization that you don't need anyone else out there to make you want to be a better man. You can take on that responsibility yourself. Now, there are others who may help play the part to bring you to that realization. And there are those who will play the part of the supporter as you go through it. But I feel like there's something about you've got to light up your own internal flame, as opposed to waiting for, oh, well, I just don't have the right inspiration. Inspiration's in here. It's just that's the low ember. You've got to open something up to allow that flame to it's not so much reignite, because it's a low ember. It's burning. There's not enough oxygen. There's not enough room to breathe. As I close my eyes, the ring light I'm seeing that in my vision. And it's like there's one here, and at first they were scattered. It felt like 5 of them. One here and 5 scattered. And then when I closed my eyes the second time, they were lined up, the circles, 2 by 2. So all 6 were together, but they were aligned. So bringing something into alignment with yourself first. When your goal is to just improve yourself, you don't need the external validation. You don't need someone else to make you or help you level up. You can ask for guidance, and that may come in the form of a person, place, or thing coming into alignment with you for you to discover. But there's something about a need. needing another person to show you the way. And what is this? Something's coming together, forming a tight bond. I'm seeing what is that? A sea urchin. Maybe the spiritual meaning of that is relevant. I don't even know if I'm saying the right word, but I'm also noticing this triangle on top. Okay. Okay, Spirit, you have given us a lot of information to process here. Great start to a scavenger hunt. Do you feel excited about it? The number 3 could be very significant in your life right now. So I went to shuffle, and this whole side, which is the feminine side, completely flipped over the wrong way. Maybe it's the right way. Something about the feminine side having a whole new perspective. And as it happened, it went under the right side, which is masculine. Okay, something about your feminine energy within is taking a turn and becoming support for your masculine side. I'm just noticing steps to align are standing out here. And bridge. I'm curious, have you been seeing a lot of rainbows or rainbow images? If so, drop a rainbow in the comments. That is definitely something that has been coming up for me. So the bridge, leveling up, coming together, forming a tight connection. This feels all about your internal authenticity and becoming your most authentic self yet. 33 on the timer. Wow. I feel like we are constantly revealing a more real portrayal of our soul. So it's not saying that you're not authentic now. It's saying that there is a more authentic when you can cleanse this collective energy away or off of you. Okay. Spirit, what do you want to tell the collective here? All these messages, oh wow, that came through. I always take the top and bottom card off of this deck, which is Lemurians and the Ascended Masters. This is saying, so Lemurians, harmony with nature and vision fully activated. And wearing this color today, definitely feel that energy of third eye and crown chakra. It feels like a mastery of some sort is coming through. I feel like that's either just has or it's getting ready to, because we had this feels like for most who watch this is an energy coming towards you in February, mid-February through the end of February. And you're strengthening your inner vision, a sense that you know where you're going, where you want to go, what you want to do. You know, we have sonar showing up here, and I'm also seeing group energies. That 3333, 233 was an important number, and 313. What else? Archangel Raziel, secrets and the crown chakra. Something coming to the surface. Energy, power, and animals. Your personal guide or guardian angel. This is a personal transformation for you. Yeah, we were talking about transforming yourself as opposed to worrying about someone else. Venus. Oh my gosh. And I believe I said, and if I didn't, I'll say it now. The healing properties that I was feeling was Venus, Lemuria, and Reiki. Something about collectively sending that through the heart from I'm the channel, and it feels like from the divine, they are coming in through me, out through my heart, and it enters you in your heart space for you to bring up into your through the throat chakra and into the third eye and crown chakra. Light refraction. Interesting how this is coming out with a conversation that I had last night. So Venus, again, love, prosperity. Dionysus, winemaking, vines. Vines could be another symbol for you. Orchards, fruits, vegetation. So twice we have out here fertility, love and fertility. Festivities, enjoying, enjoying yourself, having fun. And then the darker energy of that is intoxication and intimacy. So perhaps that's something you're healing, are these lower chakra energies. Because I'm relating that to the sacral. And we have Archangel Uriel, the light of God, and the hands. And I felt so called to use that power of Reiki and send. And I'm feeling very strongly to use this with the citrine stone at this time. This again feels like shining a light on the issue, the root of the issue, the original cause, the something, and it's going to create a memory for you will come up, or you will see something more clearly that helps you heal. The light of God, the light of spirit, benevolence, benevolent love. That's that unconditional, motherly, loving, and caring. Oh my gosh. And look here, citrine. I felt it. There is definitely something here about your inner feminine is waking up to a new way of helping heal and support your inner masculine. And I'm seeing this as a mother and a son type of scenario. Like if you're a feminine and you have had experiences with masculines who you feel have done you wrong, okay? How can we pull our human self out of the scenario and observe the scenario within the heart space of our soul? And that your internal loving, nurturing, mothering ways, how would you help your little son, little one, trying to navigate the world, learning? It's like seeing a different way. How would you choose to guide him or support him? With the focus, I'm hearing, of him becoming a better man, a strong man, a confident man. It's like something about pride without the ego side of it. There's something here that's formulating. Okay. All of a sudden, when I look back at the water, it's completely clear. Oh my gosh, chills. That darkness, that green, the reflection from behind is not there. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see what I see. It's clear. You're covering something up even though it's clear. And now it's clear. It's like a sheer curtain, pulling that back. The veil's very thin. You pull it back and you're like, whoa, didn't see that. It's because you covered something up in the past, in your past. Okay. What do you want me? Okay, Moonology. I'm feeling my throat chakra a little closing up. Pardon me. There's something about this one big message has several different streams of consciousness feeding it. Not sure what that means, but I feel like I get it. Okay, what do you want the collective to know for their highest good? What is the message you want to bring forth? Bottom of the deck, you and your loved ones are safe. There's that blue. Sense of safety, security. Saturn, Big Daddy. Big Daddy Saturn. You may see an intensified desire or draw towards the color gray, silver. Communication is key, coming out reversed. Gemini. Covering something up even though it's clear. So this feels like that you've not been communicating clearly to yourself, to your guides, to partners, to anyone. There's something about a sense of, because you couldn't see, it wasn't clear, the throat chakra that was closing up, you weren't able to clearly communicate what you're wanting. Okay, and I'm brought back to the fact, and this came up last night too, communication only happens when what you say is received and acknowledged in the same manner and intent in which it was said. So you can talk, but if they don't get it, they don't hear it, they're pulling in different interpretations, then communication did not happen. Communication is when what you're saying, they're receiving, and it's the same. Pardon me. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take care. The music stopped, and I wanted to fix that. And when I looked back at the camera, I saw where it said paused. When communication is not happening, pause. Allow that energy of misunderstanding, not understanding, I don't get it, allowing it to dissolve, lower, come down, and then attempt when it feels aligned. So something about your intuition is leveling up. You're learning how to effectively communicate what you truly desire with others. We have faith in your dream. And look, the colors that are coming out, that third eye, crown. And this feels like to me, what's really standing out is the flower and the butterfly and the moon. Do you see here? You can see the whole entire moon, but only a portion is lit up. That burning ember. There's a deep down desire, wish that you have. And they're saying, keep the faith, keep your focus there. My ultimate goal is this. This is what I want. So when miscommunications happen, and they will, allow it to settle. Allow for the pause. And this might mean that you don't speak, talk, engage for quite some time, which we may not want to hear. However, they're saying during that time, just keep focused, just keep your focus, keep your head up. I'm hearing that song. Keep your head up. Keep your focus, and your truest desire is, I want to communicate. And something about that, okay, they're bringing me back to, as you keep your focus there of your truest desire, you are receiving this internal motherly love energy of the entire universe and beyond. You're receiving. It's pouring into you. I just felt I felt like if someone blew and this card like wiggled in my hand. You're receiving whispers. And it's being poured into you. So if you are in no contact with someone, if you are maybe you haven't even met this person yet, maybe the communication to meet or be with someone, or the right job, or the right vacation, the right place to go, if it hasn't happened yet, alignment starts by you focusing all your attention to the divine and allowing them to pour into you, so that when you do align, you have the love to give. There's something you need to receive before you try to give or direct or express. So communication only happens when the other person receives a message that you are attempting to give. So it's taking responsibility and saying, can I say this? Could I say this in a different way? Oh, they just brought back to me analogies. 5515 was on the timer. Analogies, a different way, trying something new. So if they're not understanding the way you are expressing it, if it's important to you, can you find another way to describe it so that the communication can fully be received? It might be through images. It might it's if there's a miscommunication, it's because something about the other person's way to visualize what you're saying, it's not open at the same place as yours. So you may have to adjust. I'm seeing, like, if it's someone who's very sports minded, you might throw in some sports analogies. If it's someone who is very spiritually focused, you might talk about the moon and the stars, the planets, the zodiacs. It's something to that effect. If someone knows absolutely zero about sports, and the way you're explaining it comes up with a game plan and those kinds of terms, it's like they're going to be like glossed over, eyes crossed, like, oh, what are they talking about? So how can you see that now that you've leveled up and you can see that? They're saying now that you've leveled up, you can see that. And therefore, in turn, you can shift the way in which you communicate. And they're also telling me to go back to this, which card? Where's it at? Show me. Thank you. Lemurians, the sonar. Lemurians, also Atlantis. Something about sending and receiving information, and there's a sonar. So you're feeling something different. You can feel it. You might also be sending communication telepathically, and you may not even realize that. You might not be aware of that yet. And it could be happening in the dream state, in a meditative state. Your dreams might be actually talking to you, or your dreams might actually be talking to them, or your dreams might be them communicating to you. So it feels like an awareness to look at something differently, to get a clearer vision. I'm brought back to this clear moon water again. Okay, so Spirit, let's get into the tarot. Yeah, it's this deck. You've given a lot of information. I'm hearing remember your homework. Thanks, Dad. Remember your homework. I feel like if you've already done that homework, what's about to come forth will make more sense. So it might be something that you want to save this and watch this part again after you've done that homework. And this definitely feels like it's a message about that energy we are going to be coming into in February. I'm just noticing you and your loved ones are safe. Has this very blue, that blue sapphire image. The communication is key, kind of embodies the blue and the purple. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. There is still an opportunity and a possibility for your dreams to come true. Keep your focus there. It feels like we are getting ready to step into, it's a spring-like feeling, even though it's winter. Growth, prosperity. It's a very fertile time, I'm hearing. It's a very fertile time. Whenever you're watching this, it is a very fertile time. So focus on what you want to bloom, create, grow. What fruit do you want to plant? Okay. What else do you want the collective to know for their highest good, for this message, whomever this resonates for? What do you want them to know? I'm hearing all of this work that you're doing is for the purpose of you tuning into your own intuition more clearly. Intuition. I'm seeing the Chariot card in my mind's eye. Only then will you have your own sense of guidance and direction. Because remember, you've cleansed all this other energy off of you. You're getting down to your core, recognizing something in you is rising, that low ember. Okay. We have the Four of Swords coming out sideways. I usually always take cards in the order they came out. And for some reason, that feels like it's different this time. These three to go together, and this one to the side. Four of Swords sideways. So Four of Swords, that rest, that peace, time of slumber. Because it's sideways, it feels a little off balance. You're not fully in your own peace. Maybe this is a time of sorting through what you want to put to rest. what you want to let go of. Light of God, Uriel, and we have the Ace of Swords out here. Cutting what doesn't work. Okay, thank you. I just now actually looked at all three of the cards. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You're sorting through all of these injuries. I meant to say energies. Maybe it's injuries. You have been injured. That could be pains of the heart. That could be pains in your body. That could be feeling like others have hurt you. And you're juggling all this. And as you're juggling them, as you're looking, it's weighing the odds. Because what I'm noticing about this particular Two of Pentacles is they're pretty balanced. They're very close to balanced. They're very similar. And I'm hearing something about misfits. I'm seeing that these two don't match here. Like the colors, they don't really go together. But they're both striped. There's something or someone that you are coming into alignment with. It's balancing out. This feels like both of you might be sorting through all this information. And in that pause, as you're sorting, you're pausing and nurturing what you want to grow. Remember, have faith in your dream. You're focused on the resolve of whatever this is. And I feel like that could be so many things for so many different people. And starting over with a new, fresh start, leveled up. I'm hearing king attitude, queen attitude, a higher consciousness of love. The vines. These are two different plants that both adorn the crown, their own crown. The law, I'm thinking about a king and queen. They rule. You're self-ruled. Aruba, they're self-ruled. What is the orange in this scenario? Coming back to those original messages. Orange is care, you may have been burnt. You may have been burnt in the past. Okay. They're bringing me this analogy. You may have gotten a sunburn in the past. Has that kept you inside for the rest of your life and you've never walked outside again because you were afraid to get sunburn again? If you have ever ventured back out after a sunburn, there's your proof that you have this strength and this drive to still experience what you want to experience and risk getting burnt again. because you know deep down your dream is to be kissed by the sun. Golden, bronzed. It's really a beautiful vision. What can you tell us about this orange? Is there anything else? Messages about orange, the red inside, Kara Kara. Your name could be Kara. Whoa, that just flew clear to the ground. I'm also hearing Karen. And I'm policing that with caring. Karen. Carrying. Carrying. Something leveling up. You are now carrying a more caring attitude, brightness, juicy, beautiful, wonderful, tasteful energy. And it's growing, the vines. Okay, let me see what fell to the floor. Justice. Wow. I'd say you've leveled up. Oh my gosh. We have justice and judgment. You've leveled up your judgment, number one, about yourself. Feeling more confident. Trusting in your own ability. Answering the call. It could be answering a new call. Leveled up in your gifts. It's like you have stripped away the fakeness, the whatever you've been covering up. You've stripped something away energetically from your energy. I'm going back to that covering up, even if it's clear. Something about exposing a side of your soul that's never been fully exposed. And becoming clear. No wonder I had to have this glass of water out here. Or was guided to do so. I'm so glad that I did. I'm seeing an image. So there's a circle. And then at the top, it's a circle lowering. Oh, well, it's a lot like this. A commitment. Honoring a commitment. But in the image in the water, it's as if this little tiny circle has lowered in and it's overlapping. It's starting to come together. Oh my gosh, this just feels so exciting. Here I am. What am I doing again? Literally, something's coming together. This isn't something I usually do. But there's a truth in this message. Something is coming towards you. Something is coming in fast. And the truth is going to be exposed. And whatever that truth is, brings you one step closer to recognizing a dream. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This feels so exciting. Okay, I just saw 1:15:01 on the timer, and I had made a note here about the number 15, and I have been getting for several days that January 15th could be an important day. They've not given me any context in what that means. I don't see anything else out here relating to the number 15. All right. Can you tell us about, what do we need to know? What does a collective need to know here about January 15th? What does this mean? Is there any information? Yeah, I felt that. So a shift, something's turning. All these cards, as I was shuffling, just started turning. Okay, so a shift is happening. Okay. Shifts are good. Can be a little bit scary, but at the same time, it could be very exciting. What do we need to know about the 15th? Temperance coming out sideways is card 14. That's tomorrow, which is with the 4 of Swords. That's where it fell, was underneath the 4 swords. So, whatever you may have been in your head about or sorting through, it doesn't seem like an extreme worry. It seems like you've been weighing the odds about something. And something, it feels like tomorrow, possibly, there will become clarity. And your answer will be clear, concise. And these readings are timeless. So, whenever you're watching this, that could mean tomorrow, literally for you. It could also mean maybe on the 14th. But it definitely has to do with stability. Some form of tangible stability. It feels like organizing. What did I say? Defining your space and locking it in place in the marketplace. Information is coming, and it's coming very soon. Tomorrow, the 14th. So what do we need to know here about the 15th? What does the number 15 represent, please? For me personally, I was feeling like a date, but maybe there's another message. We're not meant to know yet. Tomorrow, it'll be clear. Right? This opportunity is being held right now. We're not meant to know. You gotta wait till tomorrow. Gotta wait till the 14th. You gotta wait. Patience. I'm hearing patience, my dear. Patience. I'm so excited. Oh, and bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. something you've wanted, that dream. I'm seeing peace. It's like a peace offering. Okay, peace of mind. Here. Some form of peace is going to drop into your life, into your heart. You are in a space of finding peace with the past. You might not look like what it looks like back there. Might not be what you want to portray, but you're making peace with it. And therefore comes the acceptance. I accept my bright side. I accept my dark side. This is who I am. I'm going to live my life authentically, and I'm just going to move forward. And I'm going to communicate the best way I can. And if others don't understand it, I'm just going to recognize, I saw 121 on the timer. I'm just going to recognize that we're just not aligned right now. And that's okay. We're not in the same space, not in the same head space I just heard. We're not in the same head space. You cleansed an energy. You got rid of something. There's a clearing happening of getting rid of some energy that's possibly been invading your space, maybe setting new boundaries or placing boundaries. That could be different for everyone. But this pause, this moment to stop and reflect, is absolutely bringing you clarity. It's getting clearer. Okay. Thank you for that message. We're going to get a closing message here from the Fortune Teller deck. I'm hearing twisted. That peace of mind is something about there was some sort of a thread, an energy that got twisted and tangled, caused it to get twisted and tangled in your mind. And then they're bringing me back to that analogy of the navel orange. Your wish and your dream could have got tangled with somebody else's wish and their dream. And therefore, that's why you find disappointment in the moment. But now that you've been able to clear that energy and separate the two, and the two can flow freely, now you know, or will very soon know, that could be the clarity coming forward. What dream is yours? And what dream is theirs? So this definitely could have to do with an energy that came forth through the lineage. And again, I'm getting the mother side. Oh, and we had the scenario, the mother and son. And helping and like teaching a little boy. I'm seeing teaching him manners, teaching him politeness, teaching him the feminine way. How to actually, truly love a woman. But all these numbers. It's like 12, 2, 14, just keep like flashing at me. Maybe these are an age or I don't know what that is, but it was like a flash of the energy. Maybe it's flashbacks. You're remembering flashbacks. I had the starburst. We talked about that. Maybe you're stepping into a time of flashbacks. And as you have these flashbacks, because you've opened something more in this space of visualization, it will become more clear to you. Okay. From the Fortune Teller's deck for the collective. What do they need to know for their highest good? If you guys have stuck around for this, kudos and thank you. I know this message is for someone. Yeah. What is the message? What do you want the collective to know about this future? February, Saturn coming into Aries. What is the message? Very clear, one card. Beware of hidden truths. They will soon be revealed. Truths are coming in. Other people are starting to recognize things. You're starting to recognize things. And Saturn and Aries is going to bring some form of stability and direction for this burning ember that you are starting to recognize. So bottom of the deck, a forgotten spell will bring you unexpected blessings. And I know that this says beware of hidden truths. I'm really not picking up that it's a warning. It could for some. It doesn't feel like anything to be scared of. It feels more like be aware of hidden truths. It's kind of like a reading between the lines. Comfortable in the void space. The more you're comfortable in the void space, in the dark, by yourself, alone. I don't know why that's coming through in that manner, but it is. The more is revealed. And part of what's revealed, 12737 on the timer as I looked up, is this a forgotten spell. This hidden wish. All right, collective. That's what I have for you. Let me know in the comments if anything resonated for you, what parts are for you, if the whole thing resonated with you. Definitely something about a commitment, a promised self. When you stay aligned with a promise to yourself, everything else comes into alignment. Okay. I love you guys. I am so glad that you're here, and I hope this helps. Let me know if you'd like to share your story. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, go out there and lead with love. Juke out.